3, 2, 1, 1 and a bit is it 0 or is it just? Do you just go?
You actually got it spot
Zero,
on,
then
Ted.
go. No, it's not 1, then go.
Ah, right. So yeah, you got it's 0, then go.
Go.
Yeah.
Or would that make it a second out?
No, but Ted, we're northern. We don't say 0. We say oh.
Yeah, because we wanted to look super profesh this week, didn't we?
Or perhaps that's how they do with the launch. 3, 2, 1. Oh.
It's like us northerners. We take the mickey out of Bradford, but when it comes to 0, we just say oh.
And you get that immortal line: "You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off."
Oh well. Anyway, I guess we're live. So
yeah, it must be about 0 now. So yeah.
Nobody said they can't see or hear us yet.
Did they then go on to +1, 0 + 1, and things like that? Yeah, no, never mind. It doesn't matter. We're live, and it's Monday, and it's eModels, and it's eModels live stream night, and it's eModels.co.uk. And welcome again for another Monday night. Nearly didn't make it again. Nearly was late again myself this week, but we're all back. We're all of us.
Yes.
All 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're all here tonight. So welcome. Yeah, and it's our last show of the year. Boo.
Sort of.
Yeah, sort of. It's our last official show of the year, apart from when we do the Christmas build. But more about that later on.
Yay.
But yeah, so if you've any last requests or Christmas, if you want to ask us what we really want for Christmas, and can you send it? I think the last posting date is a week. It's next week, is it? Monday next week?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know not.
Yeah, so it's just time to get your cards and your presents to us.
Yes.
Yeah, never mind. But yeah, hello, welcome, good evening to eModels.co.uk, a live stream from me, Ted, him, Foxx, him, Chris, and him, Colin. Yeah, good evening. So yeah,
that's like a university challenge opening, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or waving each one to the camera.
Yeah, pretty we can't rearrange it, so we're sat on each other's head and things like that.
Oh, that sounded wrong.
Start as you mean to go on, Ted.
Yeah, I just take back what I just said.
Ted, it's the internet. There are no takebacks on the internet.
Yeah, can we edit that out?
No.
Yeah. I just wonder why the chat wasn't moving, but it's last week's chat.
I found out earlier that you can't pop out last week's chat. Yeah, it doesn't pop out. So yeah.
Do we need to just stop and start again? Just close the door and go out and come back in again?
It's been a hard week. It's been a really hard week for me. I've been up to my neck in soot and muck and things like that, and dodgy eyeballs. But never mind. We'll carry on. We'll go on. Yeah, but Foxx, did you get the boiler fixed?
Yes, the boiler is now fixed.
Yeah.
After the little man coming 5 days last week, the boiler's now fixed. Everything works. It's just the middle of winter and cold now, so I've got the eModels jacket, which unfortunately is printed the right way around, so it's the wrong way around on telly.
Yeah.
But I don't think Pete Mate would want to give me a better jacket printed the wrong way around just as a one-off. I don't think he'd want to do that. But yes, the boiler's fixed. Everything's working. Warmth has returned. It just needs to not be the depths of winter now. That's the downside.
I think you should actually film yourself in a mirror and then just bounce the camera off the mirror so that we've got Foxx the right way around all the time.
You have no idea of the technological nightmares that involved in getting this stream going, do you?
Right. Well, it looks like there's plenty of people in tonight, so we might as well do that first before the list gets even longer. Who's in tonight then, Chris?
People are here tonight.
Excellent.
They were here. I did pop into the chat this afternoon as soon as Foxx set it up, and I was the first one there, but it's all gone now, so it doesn't count.
Right.
But no proof of such things.
Luckily enough, I am the first one in the chat when I scroll back up. I think we were trying to decide what things we were giving away, because there's a giveaway thing this week. We're giving away a prize. So if you haven't already entered, quick, while you're watching this in one window, open another window and go and click on, put a comment on last week's video, and you win.
I can't remember what the comment was last week, but we don't care now, so just put a comment.
It was something about planes, judging by all the other comments.
Or Germany or something.
It was a Fock Wolf, wasn't it?
It was.
Yes.
Yeah, I did
Was
say
it
that. Right?
was it plane noises or gun noises on
Yeah,
planes?
something funny about
Yeah.
planes or something.
Yeah,
Yes.
just
Yeah.
go make a comment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make a comment. Even just say
Just
hello.
just keep it family friendly because obviously we have to show the comments on
Yeah.
screen. So.
Well, it is Christmas. You can you send your greetings and salutations and things like that. So.
So as well as me, we have Dad is in there as one of your mods. Sprue and Glue. Gemma Williams is there. I don't know who that is. Sprue and Glue. Dad, Sprue and Glue. We were just talking amongst ourselves. Red Len is in. Eric Graham. Scroll down. Let me move it there. So
I thought you were waiting for me to do some kind of comedy Eric
Literally.
Graham voice then. Like Eric Graham name like Skullfish.
Not yet. No.
Okay.
I think you should. I think you should throw him off kilter today. You could just pause, couldn't you? And then he'll go Skullfish.
Lynn popped in, but then she had to go off to work, so she's not really there anymore. Model Making Guru is there.
Hello.
Sprue and Glue, Mr. Lost Model Making, Vincent, another one of your mods.
Any questions that we can't answer? Any questions we can't answer today? Vincent will answer those.
Yep.
Mr. Lost.
Colin was in the chat before we went live, but I'm sure he won't be in the chat now.
Nope.
So he wouldn't be doing that. Wouldn't be typing things when he can use his real words.
If you want to ask Colin a question, couch your question with the phrase, "Colin, please tell me with your mouth," and then ask the question. And then he'll remember.
Without typing, Colin.
I've already had Dad in the chat telling me to sit on my hands. So I'm like, yeah.
That's about right. Michael Jackman is here. Someone called Suitably Impressed is in the chat. I'm not sure who that is, but they're suitably impressed, so that's fine.
Excellent.
Oh, well, maybe
We aim to suitably impress.
Might be. BJ Blasco.
Ooh, somebody likes his Wolfenstein games.
Paul Horner, Osric 9000, Cynical Steve, Stewpot, Token 2.
Would that be Ed Stewpot Stewart?
No.
Crusher Grape.
Matt Bradford, Paul DeTomaso, Cynical Steve still, Equal Pete, Philip Prime.
And they're all saying hello to me in chat, the rotters.
Just remember to say, please reply with your mouth.
All right.
Skullfish.
Northern Swede Scale Models is here.
Ooh, welcome Northern Swede. Not seen that name before.
Anders is here. Felice, Andrew Preston, Bob. Just Django. That's just Django, not just Django. It's just Django. Yep.
Hey Django. Has Django been to one of these shows before?
I've seen them occasionally, I think, but normally hang around in your streams, I know. But
yeah, we know who Django is. But welcome.
There's a lot of cross pollination between all of our streams, I think.
Yes.
5500. Wayne Hayward, Kitchen Table Modeler. Ross Medlock. It just jumped. It jumped. I didn't know it jumped. Brian Windmill. I might have missed some though. I don't know. Team Inept, another one of your mods. That'll be Paul. Timber. HG Barnes. Matthew Birtles. Graham McRobert. Andrew Preston, I said already. Edward Leonard. Ken Sturrock. Pete Rogers. And that's up to date. There we go.
Chris.
Cool, you did well there, mate. I'm impressed.
You did well. I just don't think they were typing fast enough to keep.
Well, I thought it was the last one of the year, so I should,
Yeah. It's through. Yeah. Now, don't forget, folks. This is your stream. As always, we depend on you to give us stuff to talk about. So we've got the chat in front of us. Cheers, whoever that was. If you want to ask us a question, we depend on you to give us things to talk about. If you want to ask us a question, please put your question in massive, big, fat capital letters. If it's a question for Colin, please start it with answer with your mouth. If you haven't got access to the chat, you need to be on YouTube. And if you want to join in the live chat, you can see the chat there. It's there. Words. If you want to join in that live chat, you need to be on YouTube. So click the YouTube icon that's down here in the bottom right-hand corner somewhere. That'll take to YouTube and you can join in. If you're not in chat and you can't get into chat at all, if you're on a mobile device, sometimes the chat is below the video player, so just scroll up on your iPad if you're watching on there and you might find it. But if you can't join the chat at all, you can, if you want to, send us an email. Ted's address is always up there. It's ted@emodels.co.uk. Yeah. We might be able to respond to it live on telly while we're doing the stream, but we might not be able to because we've got a million things going on, but we'll do our best. But if you are in chat, you put your comment in big fat capital letters, or if you want to, you can do a super chat, which is the little dollar symbol. It's down here somewhere underneath the chat. little dollar symbol, that puts your comment in a coloured box and we have a chance to answer it. But we'll do our best. We probably will miss some comments because we've all got iPads about 6 feet from us and it's tiny and we're too busy being pretty on telly. So apologies if we miss you.
We often find we're often talking about one subject and somebody says something good in the chat, and by the time that we got round to it, it's moved on, we've lost it. So
But if we do miss your question, just give it a few minutes, and if it's 5 or 10 minutes, just put it in again. Just do a big fat capital shout it. We used to have one of us being a dedicated chat dolly, but that didn't really work. So
no, it didn't. So that's good. That's the term. That's the terms and conditions done. That's the who's in. Now it must be Colin's fact of the week.
Fact of the
That's the
week.
factoid, isn't it? And this week, people,
Another sad one.
we've got a death.
Another one.
Another death because
Why do people always drop off the twig on our show?
Yeah, there's no interesting British scientific fact. So it's a British scientist that unfortunately departed the world, and it was on this very day in 1858, at the age of 69. An English physician, sometimes called the father of nephrology, wow, big words, died of Bright's disease. Richard Bright, ironically, his research interests included not only renal diseases and pulmonary diseases, but also tumours, heart diseases, diseases of the liver and the pancreas. And he and Thomas Addison lectured at Guy's on the theory and practice of medicine for 20 years and published the first volume of Elements of the Practice of Medicine. So, unfortunately, he sadly died at age 69 on this very day in 1858.
God bless her and all who sail in it.
I'm just wondering if he was called Wright and he died of Wright's disease, did he invent Wright's disease?
Well, it's kind of ironic in a way.
I shall call this disease the Ted disease.
yeah. It's called push the wrong buttonitis, isn't it?
He's probably there. He's probably actually sitting there thinking, "Yes, I've got a disease that nobody's named yet." Yes.
Yeah,
but then when you die of it, you can't tell anybody you've died of it, and they don't know why you've died.
Well, yeah, you can't go around going, "Yeah, this is my disease," because you're brown bread, isn't you?
Brown bread.
Yeah. Well, what have you got? Let's have a look in your eye. Oh, you've got Ted disease. Oh.
Yeah, you've got one of those lizard eyes, like one of them blokes off the
tents.
Yeah. I've got a horrible red eye. I don't know if you can see it. If I'm on super big telly, you might be able to see it. I've got a horrible red eye at the moment because I've
shut it off. Move it closer. Go on.
You do realise it
should have scared the children.
Yeah. If Pete mate's watching this on his big 400-inch telly in the kitchen, your eye will be the size of a cat. Yeah. Organisms.
Yeah,
I think you've been rolling up some of that Moroccan tobacco, haven't you, mate?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
If you've got a sore eye, do they poke it and say, "Does it hurt when I do this?"
Yeah. I went to the optician and said, "I've got a sore eye and it hurts when I poke it." We'll stop poking it then.
It hurts when I do that. Don't do it.
So that was it. Yeah, well, unfortunately, I went for some contact lenses the other day and tried them out. And when she said, "Well, take them out in 4 hours," when it got to 4 hours, I couldn't get it out. It was sort of poking my eye. And I've never had them before, so I didn't know whether it was poking a contact lens or poking my eye. But it's not.
You didn't have to go back for them to take them out, or they didn't show you how to take them out first, or
they went for. I went for a handling appointment apparently, where this young girl shows you. Well, now just press on them and squeeze, and it pops out. Yeah, that's all right. Oh, great, you can go now. So that was it. It's when I spent 2 hours trying to get it out. I googled it, and found it on YouTube. So yeah.
So you googled it, but really hard. It worked.
Tesla. I tried googling it, but I couldn't read it because I had a finger in my hand. I couldn't see.
Yeah, I thought it was like UFO. You know, when they take the lenses out of the alien on UFO, they have a big sucker, don't they? I thought maybe it was a sucker that took them out.
You just put it tweezers.
My dad had glaucoma, and he had to go for the thing where they do the correction on his eye. And he said the surgery was fine. He said the worst bit was where they had to scrape your eye.
Oh,
And you're awake, of course, and they can't, so you can see everything. It was like, he said, I did,
with a weed, a screechy. Yeah.
yeah, it was like,
yeah.
like a
Yeah.
strigil.
Come along with a little spray bottle.
Anders is asking, would a vacuum cleaner have worked, Ted?
Yeah, could have tried that. Yeah. Edward Leonard said Ted's got the gin disease. Yeah, good. Yeah, I think next time I go to take me eyeballs out, I'll have some more gin.
Do you get gin disease from drinking too much gin, or because you've not had enough gin?
I think it's probably because you've not had enough gin.
Is it when you separated more than about 5 foot from a source of gin? That's when you get.
I probably wouldn't recommend trying to put in or take out contact lenses after the gin.
No.
Yeah, well, maybe, yeah, but it'd be more enjoyable, wouldn't it?
You could be like this. I'm going to put it in. Oh, I've missed again. Oh.
What if you stored the contact lenses in the gin? That would probably hurt as well afterwards, wouldn't it?
Oh dear, Zad still wins the internet. He says, "Is it like gingivitis?"
Oh, ka-ching.
Tune in next week here all week. Try the fish.
Yeah, cuts over there. Yeah, what was I going to say? I forgot. Yeah, that was it about the gin. I've sorted all of my gin out for Christmas. It's quite a sorry moment, really, because you realise that for some of them it will be the last Christmas.
When you say you've sorted it out, do you mean you've locked it all away so nobody can get to it?
Yeah,
without-
put it all at the back of the cupboard, lined it all up, and there's quite a lot in that. Oh, there's only a little bit in that. Oh, sorry, it's going to be your last Christmas bottle of gin. So.
Yeah, he's got 2 G4 security guards standing there keeping guard over it.
Don't forget though, it is a miracle that's been in the cupboard more than 10 minutes anyway. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, he
yeah.
says cupboard. He means vault.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know I had that one. All right. So here we
The
go.
walk-in gin cupboard.
Yeah, Ted doesn't have a cellar. He has a joint because it's a gin joint. Get it?
Yeah. Of all the gin joints you have to walk into, you're walking a mine.
Oh yeah.
It's
Is
the
it
walk-in gin cupboard, but the stagger out gin cupboard. Yeah.
is it our friend Scott in Orkney that actually has a gin bar? Is it Orkney where they have a gin bar? I'm sure Scott sent us pictures that we've sent to Ted
Really?
to torture him. I think so.
Mm.
Good. Yeah. Right. So we've done that. So what have you been up to this week, then, folks? What's everybody else been up to this week? We're going to do Belly in the Bench shortly as well, so don't forget to do your Belly in the Bench.
Is that like Beauty and the Beast, Belly in the Bench?
Yes. Yeah. Well, because
With the 1970s British version.
because there was so much muck in the house, we actually went to Pete's Hut. Yeah.
Oh dear.
I know it's not your favourite pizza there, Fox, but I did go and they've got a new pizza on the menu, hot dog pizza.
Oh, I like hot dogs. I like Pizza Hut pizzas. I just don't like paying 20 quid for some pizza you can pay for a fiver for in the supermarket.
But it was very nice. It was your standard pizza, but instead of having chopped up chicken on it, it had chopped up hot dogs.
We had that. Oh, do you know what I made for dinner last night? We had a sourdough, cheese and a tomato mozzarella pizza sourdough with stuffed sourdough crust, cheesy crust stuffed mozzarella thing, and I took a pack of Herta hot dogs and chopped them up, and I also took some spring onions and chopped them up and put it all in the oven, and we had exactly the same thing. It cost us £2.
Yeah. Well, this was worth it because we had a house full of soot and muck because the
Yes.
man had been to clean the chimney, and we just had enough. So we thought we'll go out for tea. So we ended up at Pizza Hut. They were serving this, new on the menu, hot dog pizza, which was like that, just Herta's hot dogs chopped up on top of the pizza, drizzled with mustard.
You know what really works though, and this is going to sound really weird. Get your basic cheese and tomato, hot dogs chopped up, spring onions chopped up, and drizzle on it maple syrup before you put it in the oven. It sounds really weird. Trust me, it's fantastic. It works. It's perfect. Put it in the oven. Marmite. You can't really drizzle Marmite though, can you?
Yeah, just put.
Yeah, Marmite and Henderson's relish.
Branston. I made a terrible mistake. I bought some Branston today, and it's Branston Smooth, and I'm like, oh dear God, what have I bought? This is
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
terrible.
sacrilege.
I've just got to,
Sacrilege.
I've just got to put it in the bin. I was like, oh, what have I bought? Oh,
No, I found what I did. This is turning into belly and bench, really, isn't it? But never mind.
we've already gone there,
Yeah,
basically.
we're doing belly and bench now, folks. So yeah, if you're keeping up, we've moved on to belly and bench,
Yeah.
and we forgot about the other one completely.
We forgot what the other thing we were going to talk about was. So.
Yeah, what I did discover the other day, one of the cafes that I go to for lunch sometimes, they were serving black garlic ketchup.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. It doesn't sound very good. It's a thick black liquid, but it goes brilliantly with sausages on a baguette and fried onions. Yeah.
It's not the chippy bank, that is it?
No, it wasn't the chippy bag, but yeah, Hawks Head Relish, a little outlet around here selling black garlic ketchup.
Oh, that sounds nice. That does.
My wife's just put Marmite is disgusting, which reminds me, can you put Marmite on the shopping list, please? Because we need some more.
Screw and Glue's trying to lull me into trouble here by asking me whether my keypad has failed. No, it has not.
Did he start the
I'm not
question
allowed
with?
to use it.
Did he start the question with "Please answer from your mouth"?
I can just imagine Colin holding a Skype conversation with some of his friends or family. They're looking in the camera.
Yeah, are you typing? No.
I can see the top of your hat.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Peter says garlic is so wrong. No.
Garlic's delish.
No.
Just, I've discovered though, being handy tip for you, as we're all model makers, most of us will have a big stash of disposable nitrile gloves. If you're going to chop onions or garlic, use your nitrile gloves. It will save you 3 days of garlic smell.
Yeah.
Trust me on that. Because we've got the little metal thing to clean fans, and it still smells like garlic. So just use a pair of your nitrile gloves. Sorted.
We used to have one of them metal things, but it used to slide. It used to go across the kitchen, but yeah.
Ours is the shape of a fish, which is really weird.
Never was that.
Philly says he loves Marmite, but the Marmite crust pizza from Papa John's was nasty.
Oh, Papa John. Ooh.
Anders says to Gemma that she's so right, the Marmite's horrible. Can we have a quick poll in the chat? In Marmite, yes or no?
Just say love it or hate it. There you go.
Love it.
Because you either love it or you hate it. I say love it.
No. I like it.
Love it.
Ted's wrong. We won't worry about Ted.
Not for me. Not for me. No.
Yeah, so just put love it or hate it if you like or hate Marmite. Very quick question that I'm going to answer from Stu Pot. It's nothing to do with anything we're talking about today, but I just spotted it now. He says, okay, has anyone playing Star Citizen? If so, what are your thoughts? Nope, I'm an Elite Dangerous player. We hate each other, clearly.
We should add that Marmite is, of course, a UK thing. If you don't know what it is, then there's just no helping you. Really.
Yeah, I think Australia it's Vegemite, isn't it?
Similar,
yeah, it's very similar.
I don't think it's quite the same thing, but yeah, I think it's along the same lines.
Yeah, it's a yeast extract, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Is someone going to talk these up? Because
Simon Payne says love it and Bovril.
Yeah,
Bovril, yeah.
Hate, love, hate, love. What's Marmite? Love, hate, love.
I think if somebody says what's Marmite, that counts as love.
Another love. Another hate, another love.
We're not biased at all, are we, Fox?
No.
Hate. So yeah, love wins.
Yeah, always. Love always wins. I'm sure there's a song in there somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't realise Bovril was still about.
Oh yeah, Bovril. I could hack Bovril. Sometimes it's nice just to have some Bovril in hot water.
Yeah.
See, Sprue and Glue says one of the most disgusting things ever made. But the thing is, most people who don't like Marmite lack perspective.
Yeah.
I've eaten durian now. I have perspective, and Marmite is delicious because everything is delicious compared to durian. Oh, trust me on that. Just trust me on that. Yeah.
No. Timber says Marmite Walkers. Yeah, they've tried Marmite crisps and Marmite pretzels, haven't they? But,
yeah.
Piglets, they're all right.
Yeah. Right. On that topic, there's some really strange crisp flavours on the shelves at the moment.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Have you tried the Marks and Spencer's Christmas dinner ones?
No.
Yeah.
I tried the Walkers turkey, and they did a pack of Brussels sprouts and one with pigs in blankets and one with turkey and stuffing, and they were all quite nice.
Yeah, I think that's Marks and Spencer's contained in one bag because they have wheat balls, which are Brussels
Wheat
sprouts,
balls.
which are the Brussels sprout flavour. Then there's little sort of dark coloured crisps, which are crispy bacon. Then there's tomato turkey flavour, and so you can have your whole Christmas dinner in a bag.
The game, the game store game
Oh yeah.
that sell video games, they've actually released for the second year. They've released Christmas Tinner, which is a tin with an entire Christmas dinner in it.
Yeah. I've
So it
seen
starts from like turkey, potatoes, Yorkshire pud, gravy, and ends with Christmas pudding, all layered in this tin. You just open it. You don't even heat it. You open it in. It's so you can eat your Christmas dinner without stopping playing your video game.
Try that. If it came with a straw that you could just put through the top.
Yeah. It's like,
Pete Rogers says, "What about Twiglets?" Sorry, Peter Rogers said, "What about Twiglets?"
Especially when you get
Absolutely.
to the bottom of the bag and you've got the twiglet dust. Oh, it's nectar.
Twiglet dust. Oh,
Ray from Malta saying hello, Ted, Chris, Foxx, and Colin.
hey
I
Ray.
would have typed it in, Ray, but hello, mate.
Yes.
It's nicer to use your words.
I know.
Gemma Williams says that Twiglets are also disgusting.
Yeah, I think Twiglets are just straight pretzels. Yeah.
Yeah, but they've got the little kick though.
No, I can't do it. I can't do either of them. Twiglets, no pretzels.
I'm
Dave
happy
Cobb-
for people to not like Marmite and Twiglets because it means I get more.
That's true.
Yeah.
Dave Colborne says he's not rich enough to buy groceries at M&S. Other supermarkets are available.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many? When you go to a buffet, though, how many Twiglets have been picked up, sucked, and put back?
What kind of parties do you go to, Ted?
Yeah, that's wrong.
I just love the way he said when you go to a buffet, it's like, does he realise the three of us are like, hey?
Buffet.
Buffet. What do you think we eat up north, Volleyball?
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, mind you, though, prawn vol au vents. Oh, yeah.
We used to have when we used to have school, because I was one of the few kids that liked school dinners, but at secondary school, for some bizarre reason, they had vol au vent every now and then, and they were just little pastry things with like some kind of pink stuff in. It probably wasn't very good vol au vent, but they were delicious.
Yeah.
I loved them. I'd have like 10. I'd be like, can I have more? Thanks.
School dinners and school apple pie and custard.
Yeah.
School semolina with a little bit of jam in the middle.
Yeah.
Did anybody ever get that? It was like a raspberry tart thing.
Yeah.
It was always served hot, but it had the crisscross pattern on the top with the pastry.
I remember that. Yeah.
And it was like a latte, and you have.
Was that not Bakewell?
No, it was just like a raspberry sort of
Yeah.
tart, but it had the latte, and it was always served with like
I don't
that.
know what you're on about. Yeah, but there was other things inflicted upon us at school, like tapioca and.
I used to love it.
Yeah, school semolina wasn't great.
Oh,
but
semolina,
the
with a dollop
raspberry pies and things like that more than made up for it.
I loved all of it.
jam.
I even loved school cabbage. I thought school cabbage was fantastic.
Oh,
I'm sure school dinners now are much better than they used to be.
Yeah.
School bubble and squeak. Oh.
Well, they get
dinner
things like burgers and things now, don't they? So,
Yeah. Well, we got them when we were kids, so. But yeah, our dinner ladies wouldn't call, like you get a tin of mixed veg, little cubes of carrot and stuff. They wouldn't call it mixed veg. They called it macédoine.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I have no idea why.
And if the dinner lady liked you, you got a corner of the steak pie, a nice big factory corner. It's like,
But they used to sell. You remember Jubilees, the pyramid-shaped orange drink? They used to sell them frozen, but they wouldn't. They called them Jubblies.
Yeah.
So there's this dinner lady. I think I can't remember what she was called now. She was called Mrs. Jolly. I think was actually a real name. She was like a mile wide, and she'd be like, "Frozen Jubblies, boys." The memories.
Yeah.
Other than that, school was a living nightmare hell, but there.
Yeah, Scooby saying pink custard. Yeah, remember that.
Do you remember the green mint custard?
Oh, yeah.
Or the mint sauce on the
Do
chocolate
you remember
cake?
that blancmange style stuff, the big fluorescent green one with the chocolate on the top?
Yeah. Oh no, we didn't have that.
I don't remember any of this.
Oh, mate, it was gorgeous. It was like really thick angel delight, you know.
Yeah, another thing that got inflicted upon us at school was rice pudding, but with a skin on it.
Oh yeah, get in.
Yeah, you've got to have the skin, Ted.
No,
Yeah.
no, I think the trauma of school dinners put me off certain milk
mate.
puddings for life. Yeah.
You'd have someone in front of you go, "Oh, don't leave the skin." It'd be, I'll have their skin.
I'm having
I'll
that.
have theirs."
Matt Bradford says Tato cheese and onion crisps from Northern Ireland. He says Northern, but he means Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
I've had Tato crisps, and Tato crisps are really nice because I've been sent Tato crisps. I'm like, oh look, it's a pack of Tato. They were delicious. They were really nice. In this house, we've also fallen in love with Barry's tea from Ireland as well. All we drink, if we drink tea, it has to be Barry's tea now in this house.
Just reading back through some of the chat. I haven't gone through it all, but Anders Ericsson says with Chris's counting, he could work in Parliament with those skills.
Yeah.
Twiglets, sprout flavour crisps. Dave Cardboard says he's not rich enough to buy groceries in Marks and Spencer's. Neither am I, but I just buy the crisps. Yeah. Had sprouts simmering since June, says Dad. They should be done by next week. Yep, that's it. Going back to crisps, Morgan Gaming said he's seen them a truffle and sparkling white wine.
Oh,
Yeah, I've seen them.
dear.
Morrison's have them. Twiglets are also discussing, says Gemma. Twiglets are lovely. There's a Twiglet argument going on.
Yep.
The Beyond Hope says pickled onion, Monster Munch, or Worcester sauce French fries for the win.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones that you can always, one, they repeat on you, and two, you can smell them on your hands for days.
I was always the beef Monster Munch, me, not the.
Yeah, the beef Monster Munch. Yeah.
But the best and worst thing about beef Monster Munch is they wouldn't burn the top of your mouth, but they would just just grind it to a red raw state that you'd be in pain for about 2 days.
See, I've got this immense urge now for school dinner stew and dumplings. Oh,
Yeah.
Did you find out with beef Monster Munch, you could taste them for hours afterwards because you kept going back?
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Andrew Preston says Ritz biscuits every day. Yeah. Do you remember when you used to? Maybe you were too young for this, Fox. But remember when you used to be able to go in a bar, a pub, and you could buy Ritz crackers. You'd get 2 in a packet, and a triangular cheese, and a pickled onion, all in a cellophane little bag.
No,
for
but
2 and 6 or something. What?
I don't remember that, but I do remember when I first started working, I was in the civil service, and in one of the vending machines, this is like early 1990s, one of the vending machines was like chocolate bar, and then they had this government issue thing. It was basically 2 crackers and a slice of what was apparently cheese, like a stick of cheese. It was just a stick of yellow shiny stuff, and it was in a cellophane wrapper. It was very similar, and it was the most disgusting thing ever, and for some reason I adored it.
a bit like chewing an old odor eater.
It probably was. It was like, disassociated chemicals in a block, and you couldn't spread it.
Milk, is that still a thing? Do you remember that?
I
Condensed
don't know.
milk.
I'm just going to do a quick refresh because Colin's looking a bit pixelation-y. Give me 1 second, folks. Hang on. Oh, press the button.
Maybe Dad would. He'd be old enough to.
Might need to repeat that because I think
Yeah, I was refreshing.
we're not
Here,
there.
nobody's listening.
Yeah, I was refreshing, Ted. Sorry, you have to start that again.
All right. Yeah, I was just asking if anybody else remembers those little snacks you used to get in a bag: 2 Ritz crackers, a triangle of dairy cheese, and a pickled onion.
Oh no, we've got that bit.
Yeah. All right.
It's after I talked about the government issue stuff.
Slap it on. Yeah, I just want. Yeah, because nobody popped up in chat yet, so maybe I didn't imagine it.
Yeah, I bet you. Zadster says my first school dinner made me violently and messily sick. Kind of put me
Yes.
off for some reason. Strange. I wonder why that would be.
The question we have to ask is though, was he messily sick in the corridor where you were legally required to be sick at primary school?
Yeah.
When you were sick, you had to go and sit outside the headmaster's office.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It didn't send you home or call for an ambulance or anything like that. You just had to sit outside the.
And whenever a kid was sick in the corridor, what they do is they get a ton of sand, and a gallon of bleach, and just
slap it on. Yeah, that's it.
Walk around it.
I would
Yeah.
slap it on. Yes, I did the Ted thing. Then you guys won't know
The
that.
reflection in the mirror. I figured that's what it was.
Ross Metlock says you can still get them in the pubs in Yorkshire.
Yeah. Ted, Beyond Hope says Ted, they still do them. Dairy mini dinners with crackers. Slices of processed cheese and processed chicken.
No, they had to come in. They had to come in a little square of polythene, hung on a little tab pull behind the bar. This is brilliant when you were a kid. Because your dad would go to the bar and buy a couple of pints for him and his mates and buy you one of these little stack things.
Yeah.
What else was there? Chancellor says it's been ages since he's last had an Angel Delight. Well,
It's got to be butterscotch. It's got to be butterscotch. Everything else is rubbish.
So he says that's got Christmas dinner dessert sorted.
Oh, butterscotch Angel Delight, get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the pink one that was.
No.
Yeah.
It's got to be butterscotch.
What was some of the things? They were like, it was like frozen Angel Delight, wasn't it? You could buy them in little pots. You used to keep them in the freezer and you had to defrost them before you could eat them, but you could never wait till they were defrosted.
Yeah.
Oh, those are.
It's a little plastic pot with a paper lid.
Yeah.
The little super mooses.
Super thing.
Super Muse.
Super Muse. Yeah, you were meant to turn them out, weren't you? And defrost them. But,
Sprue and Glue says, "Can you not see my comments, guys?" I saw that one.
Yeah.
The chat moves so quick, and we're obviously talking to each other.
He just said above that, he says nibble packet. I can't remember if they would call that. I didn't know what they were called because I was too young to go to the bar at the time.
Yes. Yeah, we will miss a lot of comments because, like Chris says, it moves really fast, and we're all really far away from the chat, and we're doing the presenting. So
we're men of a certain age, and we've all got our glasses on, and we're like, "What's that thing scrolling up there saying?"
It's really small for my text. It's like,
and by the time we read it, the chat's moved on, and we don't know what you're talking about. So
apologies, mate.
Butterscotch with dream topping, says Peter Rogers.
Gemma Williams says absolutely the correct thing. She says butterscotch Angel Delight is totally the best.
Now
is the right answer.
Beyond Hope goes for yellow Angel Delight banana.
I guess I know what's going to be added to the shopping list as well this week.
Did you? I read a thing recently that says that the reason that banana things like banana flavored things don't taste like banana is because they're designed to taste like the way bananas used to taste.
I've heard that.
Not like bananas that we have nowadays, but bananas before we started cloning that one specific banana plant.
Breed of banana that's now extinct. That's what the flavour was based around, but because of over farming and everything else, that type of banana just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
preservative bananas.
Yeah, so because all the ones we have now are based on one single plant. Yeah. They're all clones. So we have, Ted might because he's 1,000 years old, but we have no idea what bananas used to taste like in those days. So that's why banana stuff never tastes like banana because it's not based on bananas.
But then again, other things don't taste like other things. I mean, tomato sauce doesn't really taste of tomatoes.
No. Have you noticed though that if you buy like a prepackaged sandwich from anywhere in the universe and it's got like tomato in it, have you noticed how the tomato in a prepackaged sandwich tastes the same as every other prepackaged sandwich in the universe, but nothing like any tomato if you actually went and bought a tomato?
And they're also only the big slices. You never get an end.
Yeah. So where do these tomatoes come from that only ever go into prepackaged sandwiches?
Perhaps it's one super long tube of tomato.
Cool.
Like one of those long eggs they make when they do pork pie with the egg in the middle.
Is it kind of extruded out of a
Yeah, it makes you wonder. Extruded Tommy.
Oh yeah, tomato tubes. Oh yeah. And it's like chicken flavour crisps. Chicken flavour crisps always taste the same, but none of them taste anything like chicken.
Yeah.
So is that based on a breed of chicken we don't eat anymore? I don't know.
Well, I don't like prawns, but prawn cocktail crisps, lovely.
Yeah, I've never tasted a prawn that tastes like prawn cocktail crisps.
But all prawn cocktail crisps taste the same worldwide. So it's like, how do they have this consensus to get the wrong flavour? I don't understand. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Answers on a postcard to BBC Pebble Mill, London W12 8QT.
It's like going back to the crisp topic that we had before. You get sea salt and balsamic vinegar.
Oh, that's just poncy nonsense.
Or Scottish cheddar and an onion. It's cheese and onion. It's salt and vinegar. It doesn't make any difference.
Mate, these are all exotic brands you're coming up with, mate. I'm like,
Edward
spending too much time with Marks Spencer's. That's what's it.
Edward Leonard says a very important thing. He just simply says, tubes.
Anders says melon candy feels pretty far from what a melon tastes like.
Do you remember the little bars fish and chip crisps? In the little
Mama Foxx has just shouted hedgehog flavoured crisps up the stairs. And how do they know what hedgehogs taste like? She says.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You don't want to know, Mama Fox.
Yeah,
You do not want to know.
Well, we do know what a hedgehog tastes like. Beef crisps.
Beef.
Pretty
It's
good.
like it's like a big disappointment. It's like Bombay Bad Boy pot noodles are all right, and they released doner kebab pot noodles, and I thought all my ships had come in. I thought there was an angel smiling down upon me. Doner kebab, flavoured pot noodle, two of my favourite foods, and it just tastes like Bombay Bad Boy, and I was like so disappointed.
Oh, yeah. See, for me, the only pot noodle is beef and Tommy.
You're banned. Paul, Paul's in chat. Paul, can you ban Colin, please? Banned.
Where we are, we're back to butterscotch at the top. That's injured. They like butterscotch, that is. Backer Jackerman says he was lucky. The first ever McDonald's in Britain was opened just around the corner from his school in Woolwich.
Oh,
yeah, I bet that'll have been a bit of competition for Wimpy, Mr. Wimpy.
Oh, Wimpy Special Grill.
Yeah.
Oh, I so miss Wimpy. Wimpy's fantastic.
Yeah, that's when he went in the cafe, wasn't it, and sat down and got served your bun.
I went to a bowling alley in Ashton, I think, somewhere about 10 or 12 years ago for some reason. And it was the first time in about 30 years I'd seen a Wimpy. There was a Wimpy burger. I'm like, oh! I ate like 3 Wimpy Special Grills in that night just because it had been 25 years. And it was delightful.
Was the sauce, wasn't it, with the Wimpy? The sauce they put on them burgers. It was like,
yeah, Wimpy special sauce, yeah. Beyond Hope says, my YouTube is playing up. Only some comments are showing. Make sure you got live chat, not top chat.
Yeah. Scroll up to the top of the chat and there's an option for top chat and live chat.
Yeah,
we always forget and miss half the comments.
That's it. Somebody will read a comment. Chris will read a comment. I was thinking, what is that? I can't see
for some reason, YouTube decided that seeing half the comments is the default.
yeah. Or to avoid the lag, refresh and drag.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Oh, I like that one. Yes.
Avoid the lag, refresh and drag. I need to make that more snappy, I think.
Yeah, you have to do that later.
Yeah, that'll be a Foxx ditty ready for the button next time.
Wimpy quarter pounder with cheese, says Peter Rogers.
Oh, yeah.
There was something about Wimpy burgers, whereas McDonald's was nice. Wimpy's were like McDonald's with sugar on. They were kind of sweet tasting and really nice.
On about burgers, have you ever tried to reconstruct a McDonald's or anything? But you can never quite get it to taste the same. Whatever.
I've read a thing online about how they reconstructed it and gave you the ingredients, how to make the special sauces and stuff in your own house, and use proper, greaseproof paper to wrap it like this and stuff, and it didn't work.
I regularly reconstruct Big Macs because my local McDonald's staff are so incompetent. It just comes in this mess pile. And
yeah,
like,
I tend to set myself the challenge of trying to make my McDonald's meal look like the one on that poster above the till.
It's not going to happen.
It never resembles it. It's like match the food to the photograph. Okay, right.
Yeah. Well, you need to go into McDonald's, don't you, and say, "Can I have one of them boxes, please, containing a mess of bread and meat?"
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, sir, we don't do that. Well, you did last week.
Absolutely. Can I have the one that they used on the advert, please?
Yeah.
There garnish.
We're getting some Wimpy knowledge bombs in chat. Chancellor North Wales says Wimpy Brown Derby, best dessert ever. I forgot about
Stew pots come in with Wimpy Knickerbocker Glory.
Oh god, yeah. Wimpy quarter pounder with cheese.
We never had Wimpy.
Wimpy banana longboats. Oh, I forgot all this. Oh, and Michael Jacobin says he had 2 Wimpy bars in Woolwich as well. I want a Wimpy. I want a Wimpy.
Yeah, the Deliveroo do Wimpy.
Scott Sullivan comes in with a genuine question. What's the best shade to paint an IDF short Centurion? Green. Yeah. On with the phone. Yeah.
Can you remember the brain freeze you used to get trying to drink a Wimpy milkshake?
And you used to get, don't forget in Wimpy as well, you used to get little glass vinegar and salt, little glass vinegar thing.
Yeah, knives and forks.
And you get the tomato
shake, wouldn't it? And you'd be like.
And don't forget, of course, it was the place where you get the little plastic tomato that was the tomato sauce dispenser.
Oh, yes. Beyond Hope says, welcome to tonight's eModels modelling chat, live from Little Chef restaurants.
Little Chef? Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Scott, I'll look up your IDF colours in a moment. We're just having a bit of fun there with you.
Well, I think Scott might be ribbing you because pretty much if it's IDF, it's going to be sand.
Yeah.
I think if anybody in the world doesn't know what colour to paint an IDF vehicle, it's not going to be Scott.
Yeah. I just didn't want him to try and be serious and those things. We were ignoring him, but yeah, we're just having a bit of fun with this, Scott. Where else were we?
Brew and Glue says, "Oh, Coke float."
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Little
no,
chef.
we used to do a Coke float in a tea bar where we used to have in town, Bruciani's, proper Italian type owners. And they used to do a Coke float. You go into kind of a Coke float, so you get a huge Knickerbocker Glory type glass filled with Coke and a dump of vanilla ice cream in the top.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When we were kids, we tried to recreate those, and it never worked. We even tried, for some reason around here, we used to do a glass of Vimto with a chunk of ice cream in it, and it was just the most disgusting thing ever.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Jackerman's saying that there's only about 50 Wimpy bars left now. I mean, that's shocking to hear because I loved them, Wimpies.
I didn't know there was any left at all.
If anyone watching this is a billionaire, Elon, then please, for the love of dog, buy Wimpy and open like 600 branches in the UK.
Yeah.
Everyone in the UK will love you. Just do it.
It's something that you must do. See what I did there?
Hey, I won't Tesla you again, but but yes, if any billionaires are out there, please buy Wimpy and just open 100,000 extra
Actually, you don't have to
branches.
open that many. Just open 3 or 4.
Can you open one literally in St Peter's Road, Basingstoke?
Yeah. Can you open one where the takeaway that used to be great has gone and now it's a really rubbish kebab house that's rubbish and we need a Wimpy there instead, please, round the corner from my house.
There's an empty unit.
Gemma Williams says, "Oh, Chris." Gemma Williams says we have a Wimpy not far from us.
All crash round Chris's.
But I don't know where there is one local now.
I think next time we have a meet-up at eModels, you need to bring a Wimpy for everybody. And we know they'll be cold, but there's a microwave. We can heat them up. We need to experience Wimpy, even cold.
Stewpot says Little Chef cherry pancake. No, the Little Chef was always the Olympic breakfast.
No, Little Chef was the maple syrup and slice of ice cream.
Well,
pancake.
I think we should arrange a road trip. Then we'll have to find a central Wimpy bar and arrange for members of the eModels chat and the eModels chat team. We will all meet up at said Wimpy bar.
Oh, we could have a public meet and greet at a Wimpy.
Yeah.
All right, Gemma says it's in Ruislip, which is fairly local. It's not that local, but it's localish. So yeah, okay, we'll
It's nearer to you than it is to me.
Sprue and Glue says chat not the same without Colin. To which Colin says, "Lol."
Nah, that was some bloke called Fester's Workshop, mate. It was nothing to do with me.
We're getting reports of other Wimpies coming in now. Reports from Wimpies.
Oh no! I've got
Peter Rogers says there's a Wimpy in Farnborough. Sprue and Glue says Wimpy in Nottingham.
That's the worst news ever. You put a Wimpy in Nottingham, it's probably right next door to the Warhammer world as well, isn't it?
Being that I'm not allowed to get my keyboard out, can someone Google Wimpy near Basingstoke?
Michael Jackman says, look on the Wimpy website for the remaining ones.
I can't do that, mate, because they'll all grass me up and tell me off.
So we'll have to find a Wimpy bar near Stoke, and then we'll have a meet there.
Yeah.
Or if we can find one near my house, that's even better. We can have a meet here. Yeah, if we can find one near eModels and have a meet and eat.
Now, what Pete should do is he should find the nearest Greasy Spoon burger van and give them a pitch in his car park for when we next turn up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wimpy on wheels.
How did we even get onto all of that? I don't even need to ask, do I? There's no point asking, is there?
It was bound to happen sooner or later.
Yeah, I think it started off belly and bench, and it sort of went downhill from there.
You do realise right now, because it has happened in the past that we've done this show and talked about food, and it's got to 11:30 at night, and I've had to go to McDonald's to buy McDonald's because I've been starving.
It's going to happen, mate. It's going to happen.
But what's going to happen now is I'm going to finish this show, sit here for an hour, and get to midnight and be like, right, I now need to go and find a 24-hour Wimpy.
I can see it. I can see it. Siri, where's my nearest Wimpy?
And I'll be on a big road trip crusade now for a week.
Peter Rogers says, mobile Wimpy van. There's a franchise.
Yeah, there you go, Mr. Musk. Yeah. We got one of them Coca-Cola lorries going around, wasn't it? You know, the Wimpies are coming.
Wimpies.
Can you imagine? Beyond Hope says, "Can you imagine the chaos if eModels got a burger van in their car park? There'd be queues everywhere.
Oh,
It'd be brilliant."
There already is, isn't there? Because eModels have a big fridge with Coke and things
Yep.
in it, and
Yeah.
sweets and chocolates, and all the guys from the garages and everything else come in. So we're standing there talking about models, and ding, they'll have a
Yeah.
Coke.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Pete's a bit of an entrepreneur, and if he does watch this back, you're missing an opportunity, mate. Get yourself
Well-
one of them greasy spoons in that spare space in your car
Yeah,
park.
The thing is, go on, Ted.
eModels burger van. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget though, if Pete Mate is watching this, the moment it was even suggested, he's probably already drawing up contracts.
Oh, absolutely. Because when people are having a burger, they're going to look and go, "Oh, what's this eModels place?" And they'll saunter in, have a little looky loo, and
Don't forget, of course, you have to get the extraction pipes so they blow
Yeah.
the smell of cooking out onto the streets. So people,
yeah,
oh, what's
the
that?
burger van can have. Get your builders mugs inside. Oh
Mm.
yeah,
You can have a special offer. You give us some money and we give you a burger in return.
absolutely.
A free burger with every £1.50 that a burger costs.
Pete's just sitting there going, right, ring the burger van. You'll have James out there flipping burgers.
Sprue and Glue says there's no Wimpy in Stoke. Oh, Pete, you need to sort out a bit of Wimpy franchise in Stoke.
We'll have to do a big detour then, won't we? We'll have to go down and back up to Stoke. Down
Cheers,
to the
Stu
Wimpy.
Pop. He's just
there
getting
is
the address
a
for Basingstoke Whitby. Good man.
Hang on, everybody's talking at once. What?
The address for the Basingstoke Wimpy has been posted in chat.
Oh,
So Colin might be going off in a minute.
yay! Yes, we need to work on Pete, mate, to open a Wimpy franchise now. Invest some of his money in a Wimpy franchise.
Yeah, there's a burger. Is it? No, it's
Cynical Steve asked if there's Wimpy's near Manchester. The nearest one I've ever seen was one in a bowling alley in Ashton, I think.
Yeah. I mean,
Ashton.
I knew we had McDonald's and Burger King, but I couldn't remember whether we had a Whitby. But yeah, Chelsea Road, it's like 4 miles from my house.
Beyond Hope says you have to be careful if you're getting any napkin sellers from Russia because they'll be part of the Soviet Union.
Oh,
oh,
Paul, if you're still in the chat, man.
The funny thing is that anybody in the chat who wasn't our age in the 80s, who was born after 1990, probably won't even know what a Wimpy is.
Yeah, no, there still exists. There's one in, but
Yeah, no, but there's the hard. I mean, they won't be such a cultural touchstone to people that are younger than us, really.
Did you
Sad, really.
ever have one of the Wimpy half pounders?
Yeah,
Oh, mate.
I was a child. I had everything.
Yeah, the Wimpy half pounder, you'd think, oh, yeah, man's burger. Oh,
yeah. The only Wimpys I remember is it used to be like roadside chef. I think they became road chef in the end. Didn't they? There was Wimpy that became road chef.
yeah,
know.
Road Chef, Little Chef, same franchise, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where Cynical Steve says the first burger he ever had was a Wimpy in Cardiff 30 odd years ago.
Yeah.
Mm.
Beyond Hope says Wimpy's, Woolworths, and Radio Rentals.
Oh, I remember them. Yeah, Wimpys.
Radio Reynolds.
We didn't have a Wimpy. We had a Woolworths that only just closed a few years ago.
Yeah, we had a Radio Rentals and a Granada.
Right. Yeah. Well, do you remember then the little switch to change your channel? You used to turn the switch on.
Yeah, you would have a button for the radio. When I was a kid, my mum had a telly that had a little meter on the end of it that used to put money in, mate.
Yeah, that's it.
and says so glad I gave up Diet Mondays.
Oh. It was the right thing to do, Anders.
Pete's sitting there thinking, I'm going to have to open up a burger van because they might end up talking about modelling.
Michael Jackman says he had a Wimpy half pounder 4 weeks ago. And this was never mentioned? You forgot to mention this to us? Oh.
Discuss the full ensemble of said meal.
You need to discuss all, you need to tell us all about it in the chat so we
You
can.
need to know everything. Dressing, how your stomach felt afterwards.
The delightful sweet.
Yeah. Ross Bedlock says there, don't forget Dixon's. I think, Wimpy.
Dixon's and Curry's.
Reynolds, Dixon's. We could rebuild the high street, can't we?
Timothy White's and Littlewoods.
Yeah. Burton's.
Oh God,
yeah.
Burton's from Dad. My dad used to get all his clothes from Burton's. So
Stafford.
1980s.
Yeah.
The Army and Navy shop. I don't know whether that was a thing up north.
That was when it was a proper Army and Navy store, so
Yeah.
they actually sold Army surplus.
Yeah, you used to get all your proper Army military camo stuff and your super duper skinhead boots in there.
Yeah, and my local Army and Navy was in Manchester, and they had things like 50 cal machine guns you could just buy, decommissioned. Obviously, it was like, wow.
We used to have the one with the guy where he was stood in full camouflage behind the counter. It was like, there is someone here in there, or is that a pair of floating eyes?
You're there going, hello, hello, shop, shop.
Yeah.
And the guy's just going, sigh.
We had Brown's a Busy Bee. Now, I'm not sure if that was a national company, but it always amazed me because I was still a kid in a pram, and they used to put the money in little slots that they put in on a rail above them, pull the handle and it shoot across the shop.
Wait, what was this? What are we talking about?
Yeah. What's it? When you went in this shop and you said, "I'll have a pair of trousers and a shirt, please," so they wrapped them up for you in brown paper, and you paid your cash. And she took a little container from underneath the counter, shoved your cash in it, shoved it up on this thing, the wire above her, screwed it into this container, pulled the lever, and it shot across the shop to the cashier.
Yeah.
Who would take the money out, put your change in it, put it back up,
And bring it forward. Yeah.
What was the entire point of that? Why not just have a till?
In case someone was trying to rob the till, the money was kept at the back of the shop behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was everything in black and white as well?
The suction things, now they have the canister with the air tubes, don't they? It was.
Yeah. Dad said Asda still got them, but
I'm sure they still use that concept. Yeah.
But these were in just a little like corner shop. Brown's a Busy Bee, as I say. I'm not sure if it was a national company, but pull the thing. It used to amaze me as a kid watching these shoot backwards and forwards.
Ted, when you sorry, go on.
That's all right.
Ted, when you eventually get your man cave sorted out, you need to build a vacuum tube system in for no reason whatsoever.
That's what I have been on with this week as well. They've started the man cave upstairs. So.
And you need to make it big enough that burgers can fit into it.
Yeah.
As long as it's big enough for a shot glass full of gin to come through.
I'll have to buy some special glasses so you can seal them and then just send the gin up through a vacuum tube.
A gin button. Bink.
Anyway, time's getting on. It should be my what's in store tonight, but it's not.
Should be.
But Fox. There's been a bit of panic in the TED HQ tonight, so Foxx kindly took the mantle and he volunteered to do what's in store for us. So
yes. So if I'm doing the what's in store, can somebody else do the blurb and intro?
With it.
So I owe Foxx a what's in store. I'll probably do 2 in the new year. But...
Yay! I will have all forgotten that by now.
Yeah, Ted can do January's what's in store.
All of it.
Which one? January.
Moving on. People will still continue chatting about what's in the high street or what was in the high street. But in the meantime, we'll go across to another store, the eModels store, and have a look about what's in store. So, what's in store tonight, Foxx?
Did you just segue to me and then segue to me again?
Yes,
twice.
To make sure
that was a double segue.
Double segue. That's almost 4-wheel drive. See what I did there? Yes, it's time for what's in store. As always, there will be a theme. I've chosen. It's a very easy theme. Don't panic. It's not dumb stuff like it's just. I was given short notice and I just had to go.
I must apologise for Foxx being put on the spot and him kind of volunteering.
But it works for everybody because there's no like half horses or human teeth or anything. It's just quite a simple one. But as always, what we'll do is I will go through what's in store. There is the theme, and at the end, I will ask you to guess what the theme is. Now, don't answer before I come back to you and say go, because if you answer before I say go, we'll just point at you and laugh and ignore your answer. We'll just sit there and go, ha ha, because, we'll look at the chat here and go, ha ha, look at that. So don't do that. Wait till I come back and say go. It's dead easy. And whoever gets it right first in the chat there, will win a mug. Now, mugs are out of stock at the minute still, but your name will go into a big pile that James Mate is collecting of hundreds of people that need mugs sending out to them. So you will get it once mugs are back in stock. If you've won one in the past and you're waiting for one, they know they've just not had the new ones made and sent off yet, so they're waiting for them to arrive. But before we get cracking, as always, by this point in the show, there's a lag between the video, what you're looking at now, and the text chat, which is there. So to avoid any lag, to have the best chance possible, you need to hit refresh on your browser, which is probably up there somewhere. Hit refresh and then drag the slider to make sure you're up to date. So refresh and drag. So I'll give you a minute to do that while I sort my shizzle out. I'm going to do a screen share thing now, which is up here. Share screen, and we're going to share I can't see because it's in the way of the camera. Brilliant. Let's just do this and see what happens. We're going to share this. There we go. You can see that. So I'm gonna.
Yeah,
So yes. So is everybody ready? Is everybody clicked and dragged?
I hope you cleared your search history so we don't see what it is.
No, this is just a blank. I'm just turning my microphone down a bit. I seem to be a little bit hot. Apologies if I'm a bit hot audio-wise. I'm just turning it down a touch. This is a blanking screen, so you can't see what the first one. Now, I say there is a theme. It's really easy. Are we ready? Where's my mouse? So the first one we have on the store tonight is this one. I have to pause the screen to save me processor. We have the Tamiya 135th German Assault Infantry Winter model kit. Now, if you're older builders like us, in the old days when Ted was a wee lad and everything was black and white and coal powered everything, if you wanted decent looking figures, they were kind of going to be in 135th, and you had very few outlets that actually did decent looking human figures. Nowadays, of course, you've got loads of places you can get good looking miniatures, but in those days, Tamiya was like, unless you wanted to spend a fortune on a Verlinden resin figure, which would have cost you a fortune in those days.
Ted. Stop
saying a minute. What was that?
What?
Oh, is he fiddling with his eye?
Leave it alone.
Leave it. Stop fiddling with it. You'll put your eye out. Yes, in those days, if you wanted the best possible sort of miniature figures, it was going to be Tamiya. They were well known for their military miniatures, their 135th Armour and figures, and the figures they were like outstanding for the time, and they still are today. That's one of the signs of Tamiya. Their stuff is as good now as it was 45 years ago. And this is, of course, one of their many, many sets of little groups of dudes. You could buy various different packs of figures to go with any diorama or vehicle or tank or anything like that. And this is one of the more recent ones, not one of the oldest ones, but it's not obviously that recent. It is their 135th German Winter Assault Infantry. So lots of lovely detail. Their figures are brilliant. They have this knack of doing really emotive and individual faces. You don't just get the same guy repeated 5 times. It's each face is individual. If you buy the Kubelwagen, the driver looks just like George W. Bush. It's really weird. That's how good their faces are. So that's the first one. If you're building a diorama in 135th, you've got a vehicle and you want to make it look a bit more interesting, and it's a winter diorama, somebody's texting me, then have a look at that. Now, next up we have the unpause. It is the Revell 124th Unimog U1300L Winter Service Snowplow.
A digger.
Yeah. Now, when I was a kid, going back to Tamiya, when I was a kid, you used to browse through the Tamiya catalogue. I've said this before. You'd look at all their models and be drooling over all the beautiful paint jobs. And one of the kits they used to do was a model of a Unimog. And that's the only reason I know what a Unimog is. It's a Mercedes utilitarian truck type thing. And it's called a Unimog, which is a brilliant name.
Yeah. I often see them around the lakes and things like that around here. I think it's fantastic to have one of them. Just go where you want.
But of course, this is the Unimog U1300 Winterdienst, which is their snowplow type utility road clearing gritting truck in the Germany lands and other places. It's a Revell level 24, where it's so complicated it's got a trillion parts. It's a level 4 build, 124 scale, 246 parts. And the one thing Revell are very good at is their vehicle kits. So you're not really going to go wrong with that. It's a nice big kit. We've got any pictures? Let's have a look.
And it's in Chris's favourite colour as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you notice that, Chris?
Yep. I do know Unimog obviously means one cat.
I see what you did there.
Is it made by a cat?
It's made by an enormous cat. Made by some fat cats. Now, quite surprisingly, for once, being a Revell box art, they've actually got a really good paint job on their display model on the box, which is quite interesting. Normally, Revell box models are terrible looking because they've got some talentless hack to paint it, but this looks really good.
Obviously, a different bloke who did the swap figure then.
Yeah, it's not the guy that paints all the American muscle cars because he's pretty terrible.
That's going to look pretty good in a diorama with some proper, well, I could say proper snow, but it won't last.
It won't last that long.
Yeah,
but there's loads of weathering potential there. It's because obviously you get winter clearing vehicles. They're going to have mud and snow. It's a really nice way of doing it. So I've done some wintry dioramas before now that have involved snow and mud, and it's great fun using gloss varnishes and mud washes over snow to get that kind of melted. It's great fun.
Whose flag is that on the front?
That's a get out of the way flag, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's I'm very wide. Please don't drive into me.
It's a warning flag.
Yes. But yeah, so let's have a look. So Schmidt snowplow, grit silo and spreader plate, opening cabin doors, cable runs and chains, decal set, German, Netherlands, A for Austria, and CH for Swiss. So you've got 4 different nationalities as always. And there you go. So that looks quite cool. I'd be tempted for that just for the
And
fun.
don't forget, folks, while we're looking at these, we don't know how many's in stock. We do know that they were in stock when Foxx picked them up earlier. Live, but if it's something you do like, don't forget to slap it in the basket.
Yep, and we don't know how many they have, so yeah, don't leave it around till the end of the show, because if you put it in your basket and then somebody else comes along and buys it and there's only one in stock, you'll have nothing in your basket when you come back.
Yeah. It's not yours till you check it out.
Yeah, so get it checked out ASAP. ASAP. Next up we have, back to Tamiya. We have the Tamiya 135th Triceratops. Did I say that one of these might be a red herring, by the way? There's the Tamiya 135th Triceratops Eurycephalus. Now, I've included this because it's dinosaur. That's all you need to know. It's dinosaur. It's obviously the best kit ever because it's dinosaur. Dinosaurs are better than everything. Yes, Tamiya do a lot of dinosaur kits, and they're a little bit dated nowadays because we know a bit more about dinosaurs than we did in the 80s, but they're still cool. Yeah. It's 1/35th scale, so it's to scale with your German winter soldiers. Think of the diorama potential of your German Wehrmacht and dinosaurs. Yeah. I don't really need to say much more about that. It's dinosaur. What more do you need to know? It's Triceratops. Cool. So there you go. Now I said one of these may be a red herring. There's a hint. Next up, we have the Mini Art. Can't see because the camera's in the way. Menu discipline. 1/35th Soviet ball tank with winter ski interior kit.
The same scale this week.
It might well be. That's not the theme though. Just so you know. Now they do seem to have become quite a thing. These ball tanks. Now I don't know if the ball tanks were real or it's just a made up thing that suddenly became really popular.
They're a made up thing.
Yeah, but they just seem to have taken off in the last sort of 1 to 2 years.
They don't take off. They roll along the ground.
But
I could segue and say that's my next eModels build.
You could do. This specific one?
Yes.
Ooh, really? Yeah, but they seem to become quite popular in the last couple of years. The Mini Art Shara tank Soviet ball tank kits.
I know that Benoit, a friend of ours, he built one, didn't he, just recently and got a silver.
Yeah, he came second in competition, didn't he? Bless him.
Yeah, but he built the Shara tank.
Yeah,
and there are lots of different variants of this kit from Mini Art, and it's just taken off massively. So if you've not done one yet, what you might not realise is it does come with a full interior.
Yes,
it's not just a. It's absolutely fantastic. I've not done one, but I keep thinking I should because it just looks mint.
Yeah, I got that one for eModels, and then I got the same one as what Common Road Junction, is it Benoit got?
Yep, that's the Sharo tank, that one.
Yeah,
that's the Shark tank
one. For eModels, but yeah, that's my next build, that one.
I just love it because you've got to think if it was real, who would have invented it? It would have been the Russians.
Yeah.
Who would have been just insane enough to make such a ridiculous nonsense, and it probably would work as well. It'd probably be brilliant.
Yeah, I like the little decals for it. The boxing snowman.
Yeah, the boxing snowman and all that. So it's the Soviet ball tank winter ski set. So the idea of a rolling ball with skis just makes it adorable. It's just. I mean, look at that. It's just.
Yeah, I do. I like the box art. That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
The instructions and everything, Ted, they're really clear. Really good call outs for everything, and you know your decals and everything. Everything just is really top notch in them.
Revell box art model makers take note of that fantastic paint job. So yeah, that's that one. It's the 1/35th winter ski Soviet ball tank. Next up, we have different scale this time. It is the Bandai 148 Star Wars Snowspeeder. It's labelled as Revell on the website, but that's because currently, or at that time, Revell had the import to the UK and EU for Bandai Bandai Star Wars. It's Bandai. If you've not tried if you've grown up jaded thinking that push fit and snap fit kits are for children, you've obviously made the wrong ones. What you need to do is get yourself a Bandai push fit kit. It's all push fit assembly. You don't need to glue anything, but you can do if you want. It's all push fit. It's engineered to perfection. Everything fits. It looks fantastic. It's the most detailed snowspeeder in 1/48th you're going to get. It's more detailed than fine molds. And Bandai are just absolutely blowing out the park with their Star Wars kits. My next eModels build I'll be starting in the new year is the perfect grade 1/72nd scale Millennium Falcon, and it's going to be epic. So if you've never tried a Bandai kit and you like a bit of Star Wars and you want to experience the best push fit kits you will ever experience, get one of these. They're not super expensive and they look fantastic. Look at that. Yeah, they do come pre-coloured, but obviously you can fully paint them. They come pre-coloured for quick assembly for kids, but you can fully paint them. And these Star Wars kits, they come with, for younger builders, just self-adhesive stickers for the markings, or for the rest of us, they come with proper water slide decals as well. So you get a choice of stickers and water slides. And they are exquisitely detailed. So if you want to make yourself a snow speeder, it's the most accurate one you're going to get. Give it a try.
Is it right that there's a new Star Wars film out at the moment?
This week,
Yeah,
it comes out.
Yes, Ted.
So that might there might be a resurgence in Star Wars kits and things like that. So it might be what your kids are wanting for Christmas.
Yeah, there's never not been a resurgence in Star Wars kits, to be honest. But yeah, but if you like Star Wars and if you've been wanting to try some push fit kits, you cannot beat Bandai. They are hands down the best manufacturer of push fit kits you will ever have, and they're not just for kids.
I found that with the AT, it was a really good mould, really good and precise, and I've got the ST up there that I'm going to be starting soon. And
yep. If you've built Star Wars kits that aren't Bandai in the past, Bandai kits are a billion times better than every other Star Wars kit out there.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Definitely.
Next up, we have Vallejo. I can't read it. Where is it? Vallejo Weathering Effects Snow.
Snow. That'll go with the digger what we saw earlier, won't it? The snow pile.
I've not much to say. Big pot of snow. There you go.
I've got some of that. I've used some of that. It's great. It looks like snow.
Yep. What I sometimes do is it's like a powdery effect. If you just sprinkle it over like something that's got, say, PVA glue sprayed over it, it'll just give this kind of powdery snow effect. What I sometimes do though is sometimes I will take a load of PVA, thin it down, and I'll just mix in some of the snow powder, and you build that up on your diorama to get that smooth, glassy snow effect. And then over the top, you can sprinkle this onto another layer of PVA glue once it's all dried, and that gives you a mix of the shiny, hard snow
I don't
and
think
the powdery
it's actually
soft.
a powder. I think this is actually more of a paint.
Is it?
Yeah. If it's the one that I don't know. It says
200 ml.
But the one I had from Vallejo, which I can't get to at the moment, was actually basically a textured paint, so it didn't really have to slap it on.
Okay, slap it on. You literally had to. I haven't got the button now. I won't. I don't think it'll.
I'll do it for
anyway.
you. Slap it on.
There you go. That sounded worse than normal. That sounded terrible. That sounded evil, Ted. That was evil, Ted. Okay, that may well be a paint then, or it may be it's just acrylic. So ignore everything I just said about sprinkling it on. Sprinkle it on. Next up, we have.
Are you on dial-up this week?
No. I've got the suspender on, so it suspends the tab, so I'm not using like 100% of my CPU.
I sold in my broadband.
Yeah. No, if I have everything just open, my CPU will explode.
Yeah.
So because Chrome's a resource hog. Next, we have a pin vise, double-ended swivel top. It does exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah, I've got one of these. Pretty good.
Yep. If you've never used a pin vise before, I went all Bradford then, didn't I? If you never used one before, it's what you need to make little holes drilling without getting a big massive drill going on. For little things like he's doing there, you can see this chap is drilling little holes into the middle of the tractor.
I quite like this one compared to the other double-ended types because it's got a little like thumb screw on the top. You can put your finger on the top just to hold its position and then twiddle it.
Yep. And the other beauty of this one, because there's a few in stock and I was going to pick one of the other ones, but the reason I picked this one is purely because of that thing you've just mentioned. This bit on the end, this like bulb on the end, when you're actually drilling something in, you can rest that in the middle of your palm.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, if you've got one that doesn't have that on the end, you're spinning it round, it can burn your palm. It can like
that's what I
rub
do with mine. You can almost use your palm to grip it. It just gives you a bit more flexibility.
Yeah, you jam it in your palm and swizzle it with your fingers. So if you're getting yourself a pin vise, get one with this blob on the end, this mushroom bit, because that's just what spins around. And you get a couple of different bits. I've got the wrong words there. A couple of different bits for different size drill bits. So if you get one of these and pick yourself up a set of, you get little plastic containers with like 1 million different size pin vise bits. You'll find that useful for doing anything from drilling little holes. If you're making a U-boat, you can use these to drill out the free flow vent holes. If you're doing Warhammers, you need one of these to drill out the barrels on your bolters. There you go. And you'll find suddenly, when you get yourself a pin vise, you'll suddenly find think of all things that you can use it for that you'd never thought of. Like if you need to mount something for painting, like a little tiny figure, you can drill a hole in the foot, mount him on a cocktail stick, stick it in a cork, and then you've got something to paint. So there's a million different uses for one of these.
Everything gets a hole in it, even your finger.
Yep, every single thing. You'll suddenly find uses for it that you never would have thought of. So get yourself a pin vise. It's an essential model maker's tool. And there's one last thing. Well, it loads. We have the Ammo of Mig Jimenez Special Forces sweatshirt, size large. Now, I've picked one. There is also medium and small in store. I just picked one at random. I can't show all three. You may not know, but the guys do have a big stock of ammo stuffed t-shirts, and we gave a load of t-shirts away. But they've got these sweatshirts. And it says, protect yourself from the winter cold while you make models or attend shows with this sweatshirt. 80% cotton, 20% polyester, and available in small, medium, and large, extra large, extra large, and enormous, huge. 3 extra large, limited edition.
I don't know that they're actually in use by special forces.
Yeah, you're probably not going to get like some kind of holster built into it. It's probably not bulletproof.
They might do. You never know how many special forces are wandering around Telford, just incognito, just try to blend in with the crowd. Just
you get to roll around on the floor like a ninja whilst wearing it.
Yeah,
but you've got to have like your finger pistol armed and ready there while you're rolling around on the floor.
Get all Steven Seagal with it. Yeah.
What, bad hair and a stupid face?
Yeah, bad syrup. Yeah.
Bad syrup and overweight. I've got the overweight bit.
I'm just glad they do it in a Festa fit.
Yeah. So if you do want one of these, like I say, this is just a large one, but there is medium. The medium and mall. They do large, medium, and mall. So do go and check in store if you're not after a large size, or if you want the other size as well. Go and have a look. There are all different sizes on there. They are limited edition, so it may well be that however many they've got in stock, once they've gone, they might not get any more. Because I don't know how long they've had these in stock. So don't hang around. It's a hoodie for 18 quid. That's a bit of a steal. Yep. That's cheaper than my hoodies. God damn it.
It's quite a good logo as well, because you can wear it. You wear it to the ambassador's function. And it's a talking point, isn't it?
The thing is, it's got some street cred, because there are some model brands where if you wore it, it'd be like having a big T-shirt saying, I like to spot trains. Yeah. Whereas this is just, you don't know what this is, and it's kind of got a bullet, so you get away with it. So it's a cool logo. But so go and pick one up. Like I said, I don't know how many they got in stock, and they are limited edition.
So we'll be part of the gang.
Yeah, part of the gang. Now, I'll quickly whiz back through. Remember, there is a theme. Don't put your answer in chat yet.
Not yet.
I've not said yet. No. So we have. I've got to load all these again, haven't I? The 135th German Assault Infantry Winter. That's your 135th Shooty Dudes. We have the Revell 124th Unimog U1300L Winter Service or Winterdienst. Scrapey truck. I actually like the look of that. I like that. You can warhammer that up quite nicely. Be an orc vehicle. We've got the Tamiya 135th Triceratops Eurycephalus. There may be a red herring in here. We have the Miniart 135th Soviet ball tank with the winter ski set.
With a cool camouflage colour.
Yeah, and a clown, boxing Santa snowman thing. We have the Bandai 148 Star Wars Snow Speeder. All the fun of models without any of the stress. We have the Vallejo weathering product. Weathering effects 200mm snow. We don't know what it is. We'll move on. We have the Pinvi Ice.
I think
double-ended swivel top.
Beginning to see a theme.
Yeah, it's not the first time I've seen a product labelled as double-ended swivel top, but we won't go into that. And last of all, we have the Ammo of Mig Jimenez Special Forces sweatshirt, size whichever you prefer, ideal for your winter cold and protecting yourself when you're at shows or making models. So I shall stop the screen share. I haven't said anything yet. I've forgotten how to stop the screen share now. I go back to this. I'd go to that, and I press
the screen. Look, at the bottom of the screen, you can see it.
That says "Stop sharing."
And I'll unlock it. I'll say,
bit of a giveaway.
What? Ready? What's the theme? Go.
Oh, right.
Now, let's see. I'm going off the. Where's the chat gone? The first person in there was indeed Sprue and Glue, who said winter. Well done. Yes, indeed. The theme was kind of obvious, winter. Although when I put it to these guys in the chat, it took them about 4 guesses.
Yeah, well, we said like cold and
They were like, what? Snow, ice, cold, what?
Yeah, now you're going to have to explain. You're
With
going to have to
onions.
explain the rhinoceros dinosaur.
The rhinoceros.
Why not?
Let me get Ted. It's not a Star Trek thing. You should be fine. Let me go back and explain. Hang on.
My brain's engaged, but it's not in gear yet.
Oh, we're not sharing, am I? Hang on. Share. Right. Are you ready? It's still not sharing, is it?
Yes, it is.
Is it sharing? Right. So military miniatures, infantry winter. That's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
The Revell Unimog winter service.
Yeah.
Winterdienst. Das ist richtig.
Got it. Yeah, got that.
The Triceratops Eurycephalus. I did say a few times on this item, there is a red herring.
Yeah.
That was the red herring. If you hadn't noticed, that was the red herring. But it's a dinosaur. I only included this because it's a dinosaur. And god damn it, dinosaurs. You need to have dinosaurs in your life.
Not a rhinoceros.
No, not a rhinoceros, Ted.
All right, sorry.
Dear Lord. We had the Soviet ball tank with winter skis. I'm just going to go through before the pictures are even loaded.
Oh.
We had the snow speeder. Snow is the word snow is the one there.
Snow, yeah.
We had the weathering effects snow, allegedly. We had this one, which was a bit tenuous, the Ammo of MiG one, purely because it did say winter in the description.
Yeah.
But it's not screen sharing, are we? Are we screen sharing?
Yeah, just scroll
Okay.
up.
I'm seeing the actual chat. Okay, but this one was the tricky one because it's a pin for ice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said at the end, I said pin via ice.
That's as thin as one of my links, mate.
Yeah, that was pretty desperate, that one. I was like, oh, I can get away with that.
Yeah.
So there you
Yeah,
go. So,
just.
so that is those. I shall
You're
stop
not
sharing.
sharing on the internet. You were sharing to us, but you weren't sharing to everybody else. But
I've closed it all down.
you
now.
remembered what it was anyway.
Well, everybody told me that it was sharing, so I listened to this lot. These lots of reprobates.
There, he says dinosaurs were cold-blooded and possibly killed off by the Ice Age.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, so
Could be. That's a little bit of a link.
That's the link that you didn't know you had.
Yes, I do like it when you try and do. I did one a few weeks ago. It never got used, but I did one. I think it was last week when you weren't going to be here, or I wasn't going to be here, and I put them together. And I actually tried to have a red herring, and then realised they all fit within the same theme randomly. I'm like, oh, I didn't even get a red herring. Yeah. So yes, who won that then? I've forgotten now. Sprue and Glue, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, Sprue and Glue, well done. You've won yourself an mug. Like we said before, they are out of stock at the moment. So send an email to this email address here, ted@emodels.co.uk, with your name and address. Include your YouTube name and your real name so we know who you are. And in the title, just say that you've won a mug. And what we'll do is we'll forward the details on to the guys at eModels, and they will put your name to one side for when the mugs come back into stock, and they'll get them sent out to you. So well done.
Yeah.
Dave Cardboard's put one in the chat for Ted. It was a rhinoceros.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just reading some of the answers that came in. Winter and snow, winter, winter. Roman expressionist dance of the 1920s.
Yeah,
There you go. They got me straight away.
yeah, that's a bit like our chat earlier on when Foxx was going, no.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, well done. Yeah, there we go. Well done, folks.
Yep.
Yeah, that's well. Thanks, Sprue. Yeah, I've got your mail. We've got the mails come through. So
Lovely, lovely.
Yeah.
Speedy Curator says you'd have a theme one week where the theme is red herrings.
Yeah.
Well, I did think there was one when we were going to do it one week, and I said, why don't we just do a theme where the theme is things that are for sale at eModels?
Yeah.
But then it's like
I
nobody's
still-
ever going to get it.
Yeah, I still say that we should type a word into the search engine of eModels, and it's the first 5 items that come up, and then you've got to guess what word it was that we typed into the search engine.
That's kind of what I do for my what's in store.
Yeah, that's what I do as well. I was going to do on one week where it was the first letter of each product would have spelled something out, but I realised that nobody would ever get it. So. And I'd have to resist doing a rude word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Time is getting on. Have we got something to give away from last week?
Yes.
It was, wasn't there?
I shall lock it on. Who's doing it? Is it you, Chris?
Who's got it?
I have what were we doing last week's thing.
Yes, I've locked it on you, dear boy.
Actually, before we do last week's thing, although it's still locked on me, that's fine. We have some pictures to show you.
Oh, yes.
I have those as well, so that's convenient.
Do we have gallery music? We don't have
Michael
gallery music,
Jackman
do we?
sent a couple of pictures in. I
Yeah,
think you've seen this, Ted, but you might show it so the lad who wants it can see how good it is. It's from the film The Final Countdown. I shall share my screen.
oh yeah, this was from last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was somebody asking
he
about this
sent it in
specific kit.
previously, but we didn't manage to get it available. But here it is now. It's the Grumman F14 Tomcat.
Yeah,
Yes.
somebody said last week that they'd got the Tamiya 130V scale Tomcat, and this was Michael Jackman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got a couple of pictures from different angles of it, but
Looks
Yeah,
incredible.
it's looking good.
This is it's a kind of a legend. This kit is one of the. If you grew up in the 80s or late 70s or 80s like we did, there are some kits that are just legendary kits. One of them is the Tamiya Tomcat. One of them is the Tamiya USS Enterprise, the aircraft carrier, and there's a few others. But the F-14A Tomcat kit, when this came out in the 80s, it was mind blowing, and it still is today. It's still one of the best Tomcat kits out there.
Mhm.
Just Tamiya.
Swing wing concept, wasn't it? It was just wow.
Yep. But it's it's an old kit, but it still blows the pants off a lot of modern kits. So if you want quality aircraft kits, Tamiya, they're still making them, and this is one of those legendary kits that we all wanted to make as a kid. I never did because I was far too terrified. But yeah, it's a beautiful model when you finish it. It's a beautiful kit.
It's got a good size to it as well.
It's huge.
It's nice.
So I can't remember who it was that was debating whether to get one, but yeah, just get one.
Yeah.
You're not going to go wrong with a Tamiya aircraft kit of that size. It's going to be more than worth it.
Yeah, pull the pin and go for it. You won't regret it.
Yeah, there are some brands where you'll never be unhappy with what you get, and when it comes to aircraft, if it's a Tamiya kit, you really will never be unhappy. And it's also a good way because there are obviously lots more manufacturers nowadays that make these kind of kits. But for that size kit and that level of detail, nowadays you're paying a lot more than you would if you bought that one. So if you just want to try one out and you're getting into it, and you don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on a top-notch kit, try one of these out. They're a lot cheaper and they are fantastic.
I think Spidey's put the Banhammer comment of the week in. He says it's the worst Tomcat kit ever. Not even got believable fur. Where's Paul when we need him?
These bad jokes coming out thick and fast this week, aren't they?
Yeah, you need to,
And somebody just mentioned about the resin seats. Because this is an older kit, obviously it's an older release, there will be a whole mess of upgrade kits and third-party add-ons, and I think Tamiya even do some upgrade kits for it nowadays anyway, because they do update their older kits. So it's more than a good investment, these old 132 aircraft kits, because there's so much around.
They're saying get the resin seats for it.
They've been around for such a long time. There's absolute oodles of third-party add-ons for these to make them even more accurate. So you can't go wrong with a Tamiya aircraft kit, especially something that scale.
And moving on, or moving sideways, another plane.
Sideways.
Here we have. This is what we're giving away.
Are you dragging Windows live on telly?
Here's one you could have won. Yeah, I just dragged it across. I'm sharing my screens rather than.
That's quite impressive. I'm quite impressed with that.
I've moved that around. It's this one. It's the Foxx Wolf. I know it's not really, but it's got to be. The Night Fighter. It's lovely. It's level 5 kits. There's lots of details, lots of aerials on it.
Did you know in French I'd have totally different initials? Moving on. Yes, go on. Do you think you can get Radio 5 on those aerials?
Probably not. No.
Yeah.
This is the World Service.
Lots of plastic.
This is the BBC World Service.
So yes, you can win that. You can still win that if you go and comment on the video, but not for very much longer.
Yes.
I'm going to be
So you've got time while Chris messes about with his buttons and tries to get the random comment picker.
I've got it all prepped.
Ted looks quite happy there. He's like,
I don't know why we've got a picture of Ted falling asleep.
He's looking. He's got that kind of wistful going back to the past when things were black and white look.
It's going to be wibbly wobbly.
We were talking about 1970s sweets again, I think, at that point.
That's Ted thinking of his gin delivery.
Yeah, gin or sherbet dib dabs.
I loaded this up and it had 17 comments. So I shall do a quick refresh on this and we'll see how many more there are. And
remember, while Chris hasn't yet refreshed anything,
it's not there.
I think we did a random comment pick last week, didn't we? And somebody that won it had only commented like
Yeah, like,
2 minutes before.
so now we have 31. So
Yes.
you
Yes.
get in earlier, guys.
Yeah. Try and do it like during the week.
I shall copy that and put it into my. That's Facebook. That's not Facebook. See, I had it all prepared, but done it wrong.
No.
On the other one.
So it's not just me. You can do it. You can do it on your own now. See,
I'll have to do the other one, won't I?
Have you got to do the Sandra Ceres one?
That
doesn't do the funky animations.
Hang about.
Yeah. In the meantime, Dad said he used to get the World Service on the radio in his tank back in the day. Was it all crackly and this is the World Service?
Yeah, don't go into that folder marked accounts, Chris, because we all know what's in the folder marked accounts.
I'll get.
Everybody has an accounts shortcut, and it's not accounts.
I'll use Fox's one. All right. I'll put that in there.
There you go. You've had an extra minute there to get your comment on that video.
Absolutely. Until I click this button, then it's still available. So I'll click it now, and that's it. It's loading the comments. 33 unique users.
Well, we were what 2 extra in the last 32 seconds.
Nice. So I shall randomly pick the winner. Are we ready? Are we having drum rolls or anything? Or
Drum roll.
the winner is Speedy Q8. Comment video says
That's one that's been added probably in the last half hour.
that was it.
Yeah, Speedy Q8 who never wins anything.
Ooh, I can hear in the back of my mind now little exclamations of delight in a Scottish accent. I can just hear them. Ooh,
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
He probably hasn't noticed yet.
no, he just said woohoo in chat.
Yeah, he's noticed
Now, yeah, he said woo.
Woohoo.
Is that the best you can do? Woo.
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 The thing is, we've got the satisfaction of knowing never again can he say, I don't win anything.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Yes. So yeah, send your email thingy to Ted at eModels, emodels.co.uk.
Chris, point up to the email address. See if you can figure out where it is. Go on, because it's on all the screen all the time.
There.
No.
There.
Yes. Back a little bit. Right, there you go.
On.
There you go. That's magic. You got it.
In the chat, which is there.
Yes. Your right arm was pointing the right way.
That one.
Yeah. Yeah. Spot on.
Yes. So that's that. That's it. Isn't it? Done.
Yeah. Well done, Spid. Make sure, Spid, when you send us the email, have you still got the product code there, Chris? Put in the title that you've won a prize, and it's hashtag
0392.
There's one Fox's aeroplane.
Hang on, we missed that. 03 what?
03926.
There you go. Just put in the title, and we can forward it on to the guys at eModels, and they'll get that in the post to you and on the way. Might even get it before Christmas. You never know.
Yeah. Oh, on that note, don't forget that Christmas is racing fast upon us. And the guys at eModels, if you want to get your order in at eModels sooner rather than later, so they're not trying to post it out at the last minute. I know there's last days for posting and things like that.
Yep.
But just make sure get your order in soon for Crimbo.
Yes, I would probably say to play it safe, no guarantees, but if you want to get something before Christmas, you probably want to order it kind of now.
Yeah.
Right now, like as we're talking to you.
Because
Would be a good idea.
I can imagine that it will be looking like Santa's workshop in that eModels at the moment, won't it, with vast amounts of piles of
Yes.
boxes and things. Yeah.
I think it's the perfect time to go for a road trip to eModels. Then again, no, because we'll just get roped into doing all the shelving and stuff. It won't work.
Yeah.
It would backfire. Cynical Steve says, stuff Xmas, it's my birthday, which is way more important.
Talking about Christmas, we got some holidays, haven't we?
Yes.
Holidays are coming. No
Right,
copyright.
yeah.
Shh.
I did say right at the start that there'll be a Christmas build, and we'll mention it later. Well, it's nearly later. Yeah, but this is our last broadcast of the year, isn't it? Our last eModels live stream on a Monday night live stream.
Yep.
There won't be one next week because it's too close to Christmas, and the gin will be hitting the
There'll be family and gin. That's what you
yeah,
need to know.
we'll be under the influence by this time next week on the run up to Christmas. So we won't have an eModels show next Monday, but we will have one on the 28th. Is that right?
Have we decided on the Saturday or the Sunday? I'm not sure.
It's a
Which one are we
Sunday.
doing? 29th.
Doing the Sunday, that's the 29th.
Yeah. Well, it'll be the Sunday the 29th then.
Yep.
Yeah, even. So yeah, then we'll, if you watch Facebook for eModels, we'll announce nearer the time about what time of day we're going to start the live build. Well, we will be having a live build. I will be building a boat type thing. The Graf Spee, was it the Graf Spee?
I think you're building the Graf Spee.
Yeah, the Graf Spee. Foxx will be building a Matilda.
I'm building, like the movie Matilda, except
Uh,
French, not like
Yeah,
Israeli.
I think Colin's got a pink tank.
Yeah, I got
Pink
a
tank.
German. Yeah, Hello Kitty.
And Chris has got something else.
I got a plane. I got a B something.
Yeah,
B something.
So there'll be something there to please everybody.
Now we have asked some of the other guys if they want to come along and build as well. We don't know for sure, but we might be joined by Dad.
Mm-hmm.
We don't not been confirmed yet, but Dad's
Not
invited.
that we're putting him on the spot by now mentioning while he's.
But Dad, are you coming to join us? Put it in chat, please. Thank you very much. Nevbo sadly can't make it, but he probably won't be able to make it. And we have asked Simon, who's another one of your eModels builders. He built the Gumpler on his stream. He's still recovering because he was poorly sick, but he might possibly join us for the live build. So don't know yet. Fingers crossed.
Dad says yes, Santa Tank. So yep, he's officially in. He's put it in the chat. So he'll be there.
And Ostrich 9000 has corrected me. I'm building the Scharnhorst. Yes, he knows better.
Scharnhorst.
He knows better than me what I'm doing. So,
Yes.
glad somebody's keeping up with it.
Anders is asking what time.
We don't
The
know yet.
afternoon, sort of 1 o'clock or so. But we
Yeah.
won't let you know because this is the last show before that. Keep an eye on the YouTube channel, on the Facebook page and stuff. They'll publish it.
Yes,
Yeah,
we will send the blurb. We'll send the blurb and information to James, mate, probably a few days before to put up on the Facebook page, which is eModels Ltd. I think on Facebook. You should already be following them on Facebook. But also, we will set up the stream a few days before anyway, so like you can go into the channel and it'll probably show up there somewhere. We don't know how YouTube works nowadays; it's all changed, but it should show up there at the very least on the day. And you're probably looking like they say.
And don't forget, if you've got a model for Christmas, it's a live build, and we will be building from start to finish. So you could get your model out on the bench as well and join in. Build along as we're building in the background. So,
and what we can guarantee is building, painting, possibly some rude words, and probably several great big wee breaks.
Oh,
Yes.
do I get to take my post-it note down?
No.
yeah, you can. Yeah, as is Christmas, we might let one slip.
Yeah, but we got it's Sunday, so Thora Hurd will be watching, so we can't be too boisterous.
Yeah, she'll
It'll be
give me
before
that
the
look
watershed as well.
my mother gives me.
If you find it early, it'll be before the watershed, so you'll have to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, we're probably thinking after lunchtime at some point, like early afternoon. So
Yeah,
Something like
we'll give you time to get out of bed because it's holidays, and sort of let the the night before settle, and the Christmas cake. Have a bite of Christmas cake.
we'll give you time to have to change all the batteries and all the things that you bought for the kids that make all the noise.
Yeah, my wife did buy a copy of the Radio Times, so I'll have a double check that we're not clashing with anything like Jason and the Argonauts on TV. And
No, that's New Year. That's New Year.
Yeah, we don't want to do it just as Hans falls from the Nakajomi Towers, do we?
No, well, that'll be in the evening. So that's right. As long as it's not like Star Wars or something like like they used to show after Christmas.
Well, it'll be The Great Escape.
Spoilers.
Yeah, something like that.
It's the Great Escape. Spoilers. They escape.
Yeah.
Right. So I think we'll then leave it. So time to wrap up, I think. So Christmas will be the next one. So you'll have had next time you see us, you will have already had Christmas. So yes. So do have a good one. We'll try and get the hats and things and still be in the festive spirit when you see us next. So
Keep talking, Ted, while I reactivate my buttons.
right. Yeah. It thinks, what can I talk about? Yeah,
Keep
Christmas.
keep going.
Let us know, so let us know what you get for Christmas and things like that, and come and have a chat. Even if you drop in for 10 minutes just to say hello, hi, and all the rest of it. But in the meantime, we'll leave you for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us this year. It's another year gone past, isn't it? How many years have we
Scary.
done?
I think we've done like coming up to 200 shows now. More, it must be more than that, I think. Right, I think buttons are all working now. I'll have a look for next time we come on to find out how many shows we've actually done, because we must be pushed.
I think you've been going, what, 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah, we must be coming up to 200 and something, or 100 and something at least.
Yeah, we'll have a count up and we'll know for next time. But
Have-
until then, thank you very much for joining us this year, and we'll see you in the next year. Well, we'll see. But yeah, thanks, and have a nice Christmas, and all the best if we don't see you before, and see you then.
Yep.
Okay.
Adios, amigos. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it's the button ready. Press the button.
Bye.